Okay, we no longer have COVID, but here's my mom and stepdad because that's kind of an easier way for us to have an audience. So my topic today is hunting is good for the environment and native species for the population. So, so we're having a little technical difficulties, but did you know that our native species would cease to exist today if it wasn't for hunting? Without hunting, the population, it's good for the population, and hunting helps the species and keeps everything intact. The ecosystem intact. There are a few main points today that I'm going to make, and that would be that hunting is essential and mandatory for our native species for a healthy environment ecosystem. And the main points that I'm going to go over today are the hunting conservation, the youth, well, the way our youth is, what hunting can do for our youth, and what is good about consuming wild game. So, hunting conservation. There's a tax that they put on ammo, guns, bows, arrows, all hunting equipment, and that tax alone has raised over $13 billion. And in 2020 alone, it raised upwards of $679 million just from that tax. Annually, hunters donate, and just in donations in order for the conservation, they donate upwards of $1 million a year, $1 billion a year. And a lot of places in Africa where people hunt big game, it has been fenced off, so that makes it to where the native animals, they can't migrate for food. So when people pay for hunts to Africa, they pay to feed those animals, they pay to hunt them, but whenever they pay for the hunt, it feeds them, it takes care of the animals, and without that food, the animals would go extinct. Then the next topic I'm going to go over is the benefits of consuming wild game. So venison, which is deer, is a much leaner, healthier option than pork or beef. And not only is it healthier, but so many hunters donate food to food banks, shelters, church kitchens. That food is donated and it feeds a lot of people. And not only that, but here locally, you can get a hunting tag for $25 and you can kill a buck and a doe with your tag. And with $25, you can feed your family so much. That's so much meat that your family can consume. And it's essentially $25 in whatever you pay to get it processed. It's a cheap meal. The next thing I'm going to go over is the impact hunting has on our youth. There's so many positive things about getting a child into the outdoors and teaching them just the love of nature, and it could potentially keep kids out of the streets or out of trouble having a hobby in the sport of hunting. And what is heavy on my heart and important to me is that children learn gun safety. When they are hunting, they take a hunter's ed class, and it makes them respect the weapon, and they learn that a gun is not a toy. A gun's going to take something's life. So we have to use it with respect, and that's huge for me. There are many organizations that can take kids hunting and help them learn to love the sport and respect the sport. And I hope that this finds you goodwill and finds you well, and that you know know what is so important about the conservation and the sport of hunting. And I hope you understand now as to why when we hunt, it's mandatory and essential for us to hunt to be able to keep our ecosystem in balance and keep everything healthy and happy. And hunting will, and always has been, always will be the answer for a healthy population of animals.